Hi everyone, welcome to another video review after a while. This is a Transformers War for Cybertron Siege Voyager class Springer of Wave 3. Yes, this Wave 3 stuff is somewhat hitting in some places, and myself and other people are getting their hands on the new Springer and a couple of the other figures as they come out. I do have another one, but I do not have his two buddies, if you catch what I'm saying. But yeah, here he is in his car mode, which we're going to roll off to the side here and look at his box real quick because, yeah, it's a Voyager box for Siege, so it's not a huge amount of newness here. But, yeah, you can see it's a War for Cybertron, Siege, Transformers, Autobot Springer. He is WFC-S38. There's a nice artwork of them being mad on the side. There's blacklight stuff on the side there, which I do not have a blacklight for, but it is there, I promise. Top, Autobot logo and line logo. Copyrights and barcode. You got the same old artwork as usual. And on the back he shows various modes, and there's a Battle Master advertised as well. And he's a triple changer and warnings and all that stuff. Also comes with instructions, which are pretty good. Not the worst, not the best. A couple weird things. Let's see his guns. Okay, guns, swords are called Air Slice Chopper Blade. Yeah, sword, Air Slice Chopper Blade. The Void Blast Capacitor is one gun. The other one is the Warp Blaster, and they can combine to the Mega Missile Launcher. And yep, yeah, that's the constructions real quick. But yeah, as for the figure itself, yep, we got a new generation Springer here, and yeah, he's much more G1-esque. Than his previous generation's counterpart. A little better looking, I think, than the original G1 car mode, because that was kind of an ugly thing. It's still kind of weird and boxy, I guess. Like, it's all boxy up here and then kind of curved and stuff back here. And, it's basically green. It's like someone forgot to finish painting it. That's what it looks like. It looks like a car someone forgot to finish painting. But, he rolls pretty well. All stuff, he got a little translucent blue cockpit, a bit of battle damage here. A bunch of 5mm ports. He's got little fins for speed and all that stuff. No, that's a nice little Autobot logo right there. More battle damage. It's a nice looking. It's decent looking. Overall, I think. Yeah, it looks well. There's like no paint apps out that in the back whatsoever, other than I guess these yellow vents. But yeah, this is like, well, there's some paint apps, but like no like tail lights picked out or anything. No headlights picked out. But yeah, it looks okay as it is. Here he is, next to the, Thrilling 30 version. You can see that. Yeah, it's a little different. I actually think the Thrilling 30 car mode is a little better overall. Yeah, I personally feel that this is the overall better car mode, but it's still pretty good. It just basically comes down to what you want. Do you want a more modernized Springer, or do you want a G1 Springer? That's really what it comes down to. In this mode, they're actually more or less roughly the same size. Although this one is a little wider. I gotta move that up a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, see, they're roughly the same size overall. Yeah, just this guy's a little tiny bit wider at the front. Not a whole lot. So yeah, you got that going. Okay, he does have his accessories though, which, like I said, just showed off in the instructions. You got the two swords, which also become propeller blades. His two guns, and this little gray thing for the swords in helicopter mode. And, he's got, again, you see a bunch of the peg holes and stuff. You can, put the guns up here, or combine them together and, like, put them up here, or whatever you want there. You could tab the swords in, like, here, like that way, or you could have them facing backwards. If you want. The instructions also show you can take the guns, put them together, and then tab the swords on each side. Those little tab slots. The biggest thing is, you probably notice, the swords are a little bent. Unfortunately, seems to be the pretty much common problem. Is just the swords come in packaged really bent. So there's ways to fix that. I'm going to try to do that soon. Hopefully it'll take. And you take this gray piece and put it there, and then you plug it in up top, and you got his gun, which looks a little goofy, I think. Particularly the fact it can spin, and it sits so high and spins, makes it look a little goofy, I feel. honestly, I would sacrifice the spinning thing for the sake of, you know, making it a little more streamlined. Although the other thing is, well, I'd also like the blades to be straight, but hey, what can you do, right? The other thing is these swords, the slots on the swords for the tabs aren't the greatest. The slots kind of stink. And so it doesn't take a whole lot of effort for them to start doing that. It's really easy to accidentally knock them loose and whatnot, so that's kind of unfortunate. Yeah, go ahead and we'll move on to helicopter mode, because why not? I mean, he's a triple changer and all that stuff, so what you want to do there is move that up like that, and you take the arm bits, move them out like so. Those get them out of the way. Then what you do is come back here to the legs and feet. You want to split them apart like that. And you want to add down here, they bend right here like that. You want to bend them around like that. See that? Yeah, this hinged part right here. That's where you want to bend it, is this lower hinge part. Like that, click them into place. Then you want to move the arms or the legs outward like this. And then right here, the hip pieces, you pop them down like that. And then you rotate at the thigh. Make sure to hold this part with like your finger so that it doesn't rotate. If that rotates, it's going to be out of alignment for the helicopter mode. Same on this side. Just go ahead and rotate like that. Then you want to go ahead and take this outer panel and pop it outward like this, and take the foot, rotate it around like that. Take this inner panel and rotate it around so it's, you know, all straightened out. Same on this side. Out. Rotate that around. Rotate this around. And then bring this stuff together. Multiple tabs back here. Make sure to line them up properly. Like that. And then take the fins and also tab them together. That's a really solid connection, which is nice. Then take these front panels and just move them here. Make sure the feet go underneath this green thing right here. There's also tabs right here, which, you know, these little tabs right here will go in these little rails as you do so. Pretty straightforward. Then the arms here, what you want to do is you want to unpeg it right here. You want to peg it, move it down. And then what you do is you unfold this, unfold that. You slide this dark green piece, you slide that out. Then you peg the thing back up in here, and then you rotate this around forward like that. Same on this side. Unpeg it, move the arm down, unfold the fin, pull this out, peg it back in, and rotate this around. Make sure to go around this way. If you try to go around the other way, things get caught up. Really, you could caught on the tire, so make sure to do it this way. Then up here, okay, so there's a configure for this. Make sure for the helicopter mode, this dark gray piece right here is all the way back, and then it folds forward at this hinge, not this hinge. So make sure to do that. And it can also fight you sometimes a bit. I've noticed when it's coming together. And this right here, this tab right here, will go into this slot right there. Might take a couple tries. It might also, fight. You have to notice that it does not like to always go in, but once it does, you should be golden. Do the same thing on this side. Make sure it's all lined up, like so. Fold this down. And this will, these 4 tabs on the bottom of this thing will all go into the tabs on the feet and on the sides right here. These 4 tab slots. Once it's all lined up. That's all, that part's done. And take the swords and this little gray piece. Make sure to peg one sword on this side and then make sure it's facing the opposite direction on the other side. Like that. And then you could just peg it on here. That's the blades. You can take the gun, split apart, and then these peg holes, you just put the guns in like that. This one, you'll want to make sure the fin's folded down, and then you peg it in. Because there's the tabs right there. There's a little indentation so that you can, actually move the fin all the way up. wants to make sure the gun's all the way pegged in. And boom, there you go. And that is the helicopter mode. And yep, that is a G1 Springer helicopter, all right. Very squared off and stuff. It's pretty impressive. You know, the general shifting around is pretty impressive. The G1 toy and even the cartoon design kind of sacrificed the car mode for the sake of the helicopter. I feel the car mode actually comes out pretty well, and this helicopter mode is not really compromised either, other than save than I guess this hole in the back, which is a little frustrating. But you know, this is freely rotating. The guns can be mounted there. You can mount the guns in different spots a little bit if you want, but you know, that's kind of the preferred method for me. The only thing is, I wish the wheels could hide away, like there's either a panel or they folded or something, you know. But as it stands, I guess you have a rolling helicopter. But the nice thing is there are 2 Tamashii stage ports right here on either side on either hip, so you can just use either one of those, and boom, you got it's on a Tamashii stage stand, Tamashii stand. And easy stuff right there. Real quick. And yeah. Real quick comparison though. Here's the Generation Springer. Thrilling 30 Springer. Again, kind of comparable. Although this one is much lower. This one sits a little higher in general. Because like this one actually has like landing gear type stuff. You can see like, yeah, they're, again, fairly comparable in size, although I think this helicopter mode is a little larger. I think the old one is a little larger than the new one. They're about the same size, I guess. Again, more bulk here comparatively, but yeah, it's a noticeable. This one's noticeably heavier, but yeah, it's again, both these helicopter modes are pretty excellent. Although again, this one actually tabs together much better than this old one. Again, this one, you know, can easily just whoops. There you got that. So there's that going on. This one is, I feel, generally more solid. Although these little pieces like to move. They don't. The only unfortunate thing is these parts right here do not lock in anywhere, at least as far as I can tell. It's kind of a weird, just kind of soft lock, and just okay, just don't move it too much. Yeah. Otherwise, again, it just comes down to what you're looking for in a Springer, really. Again, if you want Super G1, again, this is your best bet. But this one, I still really like this one. This is the figure that got me back into collecting mainline Transformers. So, yeah, I still like it. There's still something special about it. Still really good helicopter mode and still really good car mode and all this stuff. But this one's definitely no slouch. In fact, I really like it as well. Yeah, this is just a real quick comparison. Quick-ish, I guess. So, yeah, it's a good helicopter mode. Yeah, final transformation though, of course, robot mode. So once again, pull all the accessories off. When I pull these guns off, I move the fins out of the way just because it makes it easier to get grip on them, particularly with this one because it's, again, the tabs. So pull those off. And yep, okay, so we got the base mode right here, right? So you gotta, once again, pull that up. Pull the arms out. So, that one's happening real good. Pull the arms out, and then take the feet and legs panels right here, move them back, separate the legs, move these and tab these down, take the fins, fold them inside like this, and then move them up like that, like this as well. Retab is necessary because I know sometimes with this guy, these things, the legs catch on come tab, rotate the foot around and like this, around, and then back here. Rotate at the thigh again. And then move these up and snap them back into place. Move the leg down. And as the lower body is done. Now he's able to stand. Now up here, what you want to do is this whole front section, right here. This whole front section, there is an armature right here. You want to pull this forward. It's on an armature. You'll pull up and forward like that. And it'll click into place. That's where it needs to be for robot mode, or else this doesn't work at all. Then from there, you can take this section, move it down, and then you can unfold that section and get out of the way, and then move this platform back up. As you're doing so, you want to move it down and then move these inward like this. Move this down and close it up. there's little tabs here which go into little slots here on either side. And as you're doing this, you'll want to move these bits up. These little slots here. These will go into this right here. Will go into these little pegs right here as well. Thing is, it won't go in there super solidly until you move the arms all the way up and start tabbing him in these tabs into the slot right here that kind of hooks around that part. It won't go in super securely until that's all done. And then you do that. And these panels right here will have a tendency to like to pop back out a lot when you do that. A little frustratingly. You might have to fix everything as you do so. But once you've done that, you can go ahead and move this up. It kind of soft clicks into place. There's no real like holding spot. It's not super secure, but the friction is enough to hold it up in place. Then over here, unpeg that. Rotate this around. Move this up. Move this in. So slide those in. Collapse down the back of the arm. Then take this, fold it in, and then fold this down. And that forms the shoulder. And on this side, unpeg it from here. Rotate this around. Move this up on the shoulder. Collapse that. Rotate that around so it's on the back of the arm. And then fold, fold. And finally, you rotate the head around. And that is Springer's robot mode as soon as everything's just 100% lined up. Yep, that is his robot mode. In all its 80s glory. Phil, just stop doing that. There we go. Yep, that is a very G1 Springer right there. It's, yeah, again, the battle damage and stuff, you got a bit of silver here on the shoulders and the chest and a bit on the legs as well. Which, you know, if you really want to, you can get rid of that with some, you know, chemical treatment. But I think as it stands, he looks just fine as he is. It's a very, again, very G1 Springer. Looks really good, I feel. And again, you got his accessories. So, you know, you can give him a, if you want, you can give him a long rifle. You know, you can hold a long rifle in his hand, or you can hold two guns if you want. You know, 2 guns, or you of course give him 2 swords, or 1 sword, or 1 gun and 1 sword, or whatever. No big deal. You have a lot of options here. And for storage, well, there's plenty of peg holes in the back. You can also do something like, you know, this. Like if you want, you give him a shoulder gun. If you want, you can give him a, well, arm-mounted gun. You got a lot of options here. You also like peg it on the back like this. There's the tabs here you can use for the swords, although again, they're not super great, so it doesn't take a whole lot to, they kind of hold, but yeah, it doesn't make, you know, playing with the sword, whoop, there it goes, like that. This piece, I like to just peg it in like this, just get it out of the way. Although, if you want to, you will use, like, say, the weaponizers, you're going to have to peg it in like that. Although that means it's going to spin freely. Yeah, there's a lot of things you can do if you want to, for gun storage or whatever, or weapon storage. One problem is that I'm going to leave that off to the side. I'm going to leave this off to the side just because it falls off really easily when you're just messing around with it and it's on the back. And just for comparison, here he is with his previous incarnation again. You can see there is a bit of a height difference, for better or for worse. Yeah, for better or for worse, there is a bit of a height difference here. Not a huge one, mind you. It's about a head. But yeah, there is a height difference and stuff. He feels a little, weirdly enough, even though he's taller, he feels kind of weirdly lankier versus him. He's very bulky comparatively. So again, I think the difference in general mass isn't, or general just overall size isn't really that different. It's just he's taller and a little lankier, but he's chunkier, I guess. Although this guy is definitely slightly heavier than this guy. Not a whole lot, but he is heavier if you're concerned about weight for whatever reason in your toys. Because, yes, your toy's weight is definitely the most important thing, for sure. Yeah. Articulation. His head is on a ball joint, so it's, lots of wiggle. Lots of wiggle there, left and right, up and down a little bit. His shoulders can move forward and back right here. There's an outward hinge right there for that. There's a bicep swivel. The arms can move below over 90 degrees, and they can't go further because of the shoulder itself, unfortunately. And the shoulder itself prevents it from really going much above. I mean, you can move the shoulder that bit right there, and that's about, that's about as far as it can go. You can touch his own shoulder, technically. So there is that. His wrists do swivel. He does have wrist swivels. That's interesting. He has a waist swivel, which, because of this pit right here where the hinge is, it only goes this far before it stops. But that is enough for most poses right there, I feel. So it's not a huge deal. It's not, it is, I guess, a minor thing, but it's not, it's not a huge thing right there. It's just, there is an limitation. You can forward all the way, back all the way, outward all the way. There's the thigh swivel, knees right here. More than 90 degrees, actually pretty deep. And if you're really crazy and you don't mind it looking kind of, bad, you can do that. And I guess have a double jointed knee. But that looks bad, so don't do that. Also, if you are trying to move it up, and it's like, there's a... You want to make sure to rotate the hip where you want it to be, then rotate the waist, because otherwise, you're going to have a bit of a problem. And of course, his ankles, a lot of tilt. There's a lot of tilt, and there's even a little bit of forward and back motion, although it's mostly forward. So again, you can get quite a bit of articulation out of him. Yeah, there's a lot of there's a lot you could do with this guy articulation wise. I mean, we're talking about like near masterpiece level articulation now on a main line. I'm accidentally focusing on that gun part. Don't want to do that. There we go. Yeah, there is a lot you can do here. So I would recommend picking this guy up if you can. He is popping up Targets and Walmarts. Unfortunately, the Targets are basically denying people. I believe Amazon and them, all the online stores are getting it soon. So, be on the lookout for that. But yeah, I've got mine on Target, just right on the shelf. So if you have a local, or not Target, sorry, Walmart. I got mine at Walmart. If you have a local Walmart, you can check there. They might have it on the shelf, and you should be able to buy it, no problem. Target will, good luck with them. Apparently, they have an internal street date of like July 28th. So there's that. Oh yeah, and don't forget, there are these peg holes for like all the effect parts, which I forgot to grab some, so I'm too lazy to go get it. So yeah, so there's those peg holes and stuff for the effect parts and whatnot. And the swords do have those for the sword whooshing effects. So yeah, again, really good. $30. I think this is one of the best Voyagers. This, along with Optimus from Wave 1, I think are the two best Voyagers we have gotten so far in this line. I am not kidding about that. I feel like these are the best of the best is Optimus and Springer right now for Voyagers. We'll see when other Voyagers come out. What was it? Who was the one that just announced recently? Was Ape Face a Voyager? I think, or is he a Deluxe? I don't know. I think he's Voyager. Yeah. So we'll see. But yeah. I hope you like this. Hope you like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. I do have a Patreon now if you want to go ahead and donate, just support me so I can keep making these videos easily and, still buy the toys and stuff. Makes it a little easier. I won't do that every video from now on, though. The link will be at the end of the video, so no big deal. So I hope you enjoyed, and I shall see you next time with another video review.